calendar where we crown the All-Ireland champions for 2025. Will it be Kerry or will it be Donegal who lift the Sam Maguire? Well, we're going to find that all out this afternoon, and what better way to kick off the warm-up show in the company of Anuk Sarong, Cumann Glasgale, Jarlath Burns. Well, Jarlath, last week we saw an historic win for Tipperary. All-Ireland final day. It is always a special one. Good day to Doro and you.
Gurmagad Ashleen, Inta Brodul and Shah agus in a Swinian through Shah ga chumne kion o ir hushkart na chira, agus kion ala o ir yashkart na chira, ga chumne yobel gilthokti laidgeron agus na Ravian Kerry agus dunang ala gimmerch, clinium ni smó gaelig agus dini kainching gaelig lomset na chumde ar biala in yaran. Ga chumde a chinian changa, a lorian on changa agus nis tawakti at ha brodul as on changa a lorch.
Anawa. Well, here today we're going to have over 82,000 fans packed into Croke Park. They came from all over the country and all over the world to get home to be here for their teams today. It means a lot to the fans.
Yes, and Kerry and Donegal are two counties that has quite a wide diaspora. When you go to all around the world, you hear people saying, I'm from Kerry, I'm from Donegal, and I'm so proud of my county. And you can see the number of flights that were taken back in for people to support their county. But for those who haven't and who are watching on GAA+, what a service it is for them. And we're thinking of all of you today, regardless of where you are throughout the world.
Yeah, they're absolutely here in spirit with us all. And also today, we're going to celebrate the Jubilee All-Ireland winning team of 2000, that great Kerry team. And what a team it was.
Yes, I met them earlier on. We had a meal there and they're going to be on the field. It's wonderful that it's Kerry and Kerry are playing today. Incredible players like, Mike Frank Russell, Maurice Fitzgerald came on that day. He was reaching the end of his career. We had Darrow Kinnaid just scored 322 that year. The captain, Seamus Moynihan, got Player of the Year. It was an incredible year. Maurice Fitzgerald got a wonderful point on those posts during the match as well. And Mike Hassett got another one here as well. I actually watched that match during the week and it was a real classic against Galway.
Oh, a really special team. Well, Jarlath, thank you so much on a busy day for taking the time. Enjoy the game. Thanks so much. Well, it is time now to hear from some more of our team here on the warm-up show. Dave McIntyre, take it away.
Yes, thank you, Aisling. We've head across to the other side of the field here. We're joined by a Donegal great and a Dublin great as well. Rory Kavanagh, who was part of the Donegal side that lifted Sam Maguire just the second time in the county's history, back in 2012. Rory, you were 10 years old in '92, only a child, but old enough to remember the build-up. A player in 2012 and the 2014 finals. You've stepped away from the game now. You're watching as just a spectator, so you've had a flavour of the build-up in the county from a lot of different perspectives. How has this week compared?
Listen, 1992 you referenced there, 10 years old. I actually didn't get to go to the game. I'm the youngest of a family of 6 and the mother told me, listen, you're staying at home. So I had to be content watching the game with her. But look, brilliant memories. I suppose the 1992 team were an inspiration to us. And we went on obviously to have great memories of 2012. So look, the county, as you would expect, there's huge excitement building now over the past week, and for the players now and their families, this is where you want to be, the biggest day in the calendar, and hopefully from a Donegal perspective everyone just performs because it's a really big occasion for them all.
Yeah, the words I've heard over and over again as the week has gone on, emanating from the county of Donegal, quiet optimism. Is that how you're feeling coming into it?
Yeah, I would say that's probably accurate. The players themselves and the management will realise there's still a job to do. Even though they had convincing wins in the quarter-final and the semi-final, there's still very much a huge job at stake here today with Kerry. And I think the 2014 final will still be very, very fresh in a lot of their minds, particularly the management and players like Michael Murphy, Patrick McBurty, Ryan McHugh, and they'll be drumming that message home that, listen, there's nothing won yet, because it's either the best day of your life or the worst day of your life if you come out on the wrong side of the result.
Well, let's turn to a man who's supposedly here in a somewhat neutral capacity. Paddy Andrews, you played in 5 of these, you started 2 of them. We're just past 2 o'clock, a little under 90 minutes before throw-in. So what's going through the players' minds at this juncture?
Look, I'd say the nerves are out of the way now. It's probably the build-up, which is the thing that drags on the most when you're training away. But once you're within the group, and particularly both teams would have travelled up to Croke Park, or travelled up to Dublin yesterday, they're in a bubble now, and it's just about performance and preparing. And the one thing I know, Kerry, that group of players obviously won the All-Ireland back in 2022. They played in another final in 23. Donegal have a lot of guys who have never experienced the biggest day, but that's where someone like Jim McGuinness comes in and his management team and the likes of Michael Murphy or Patrick or Ryan McHugh. They'll know what to expect. They'll be prepared. And once you're here, and particularly see the guys on the pitch in Croke Park, it's just excitement is probably the biggest thing now. The nerves are gone. It's just about enjoying and trying to perform on the biggest day in our sport, and what an opportunity it is for both sets of players.
Yeah, the ripple of applause you can hear around us. They welcome you, the Kerry players who just left their dressing room. They're walking the pitch for the first time. The Donegal players out just savouring what's happening as well as they arrive in just a little under an hour and a half before throw. And the two lads, thankfully, they didn't arrive in Croke Park today with one arm as long as the other. They've come with some gifts, bearing gifts for some of the supporters. We're at the corner of Hill 16 in the Cusick stand here in Croke Park. Rory Kavanagh and Paddy Andrews going to pick out a couple of Donegal supporters in the crowd here. We have the weaponry alongside us. An opportunity to fire these as deep and as far into the spectators as we can. Rory, do you want to do the honours and get going first off? Donegal fans, if you haven't already got a jersey, you make yourselves known to us. There's a lot of you here already. All the way up into the top.
I didn't anticipate that power. Oh my God.
Doesn't know his own strength. I'm not sure that was your intended destination. Right, Paddy Andrews up next. Good effort, good effort. Rory Kavanagh, are you reloaded, ready to go? Right, get those hands in the air if you want one of these jerseys from the All-Ireland winner of 2012. You took a bit of the sting out of that one, Rory. We're getting ready for Paddy Andrews to get himself reloaded. And in we go. Brilliant job. Oh, there's a scrap over that last one. Fair play to you guys. It went to maybe a Donegal fan surrounded by Kerry supporters. Thank you so much to Rory, Paddy. We're going to hear a lot more of them as our pre-show continues. We're down here in front of the Cusick stand. We're going to go back over, having heard the Donegal side of things from Rory. Let's get back over to Aisling.
Thanks so much, Dave. Well, don't worry, Kerry fans. We're going to give you a chance to win some Kerry jerseys as well very, very shortly. But I'm going to try and chat to some fans here. Here's two girls here who have got All-Ireland final tickets. They're here nice and early. Who do I have here?
I'm Aisling Kelly. Cara Kelly.
Okay, two sisters?
Yeah, sisters.
Tell us, how did you get tickets today?
So we got our tickets off my uncle. He's in the club in Listow Limits. So that's where we got our tickets. And yeah, great view you can see from here. It's right on the pitch side. So yeah, we're looking forward to a great game now. Kerry, I think, will sneak it in the end. It'll be close for a long part, but I'd say Kerry by 2 or 3 points in the end.
Okay, and what do you think?
I think it's Kerry as well. I couldn't go against the Kingdom.
There you go. Well, what better than two fans from Kerry, than a Kerry legend. He's a 5-time All-Ireland winner. He's taking a seat here, having a bit of a rest. Mark O'Shea, good to have you with us. How are you feeling ahead of the game? And tell us, what's the buzz been like in Kerry this week?
Yeah, the buzz has been incredible, actually, ever since, I suppose, the quarter-final when Kerry just came out of the traps against Armagh, and what a performance it was the second half. And ever since then, you know, the buzz in Kerry has been incredible. You know, the support, I think it was David Clifford who called the Kerry supporters to come and support the team, and by God have they got behind the team. And I think even for the semi-final again then, we were wondering could Kerry match that performance, and they did. Like, they were excellent in the semi-final. So we're just hoping now for the final that we get something similar again, and hopefully it'll be enough to get over the line.
Well, David did put that call out after the quarterfinals for the Kerry supporters to come out to support the team. They definitely done that. You played in All-Ireland finals. How much of a difference does the crowd make?
Well, the crowd is huge, and you know, it's I suppose you always, with the crowd, you have to give them something that they're going to cheer about. And you know, whether it was that goal in the semi-final where the crowd just erupted after David Clifford got that goal, you just have to give them something. And when that crowd erupts, look at last weekend, look at what Tipperary did in the second half. When they did what they did, the crowd just got behind them, and it's like a 16th player on the pitch. So hopefully the Kerry fans will be out in there shouting and roaring for the team today.
Yeah, okay, well, Mark is going to stay with us throughout the warm-up show, but now it is time for everyone here in the audience for a chance to win commemorative All-Ireland t-shirts. How about that? So we have our Jersey Cun crew all around the stadium, and on my count, if you get up on your feet, give us a wave. They're going to let fire. 3, 2, 1, fire! Did anyone get any? Good stuff. Here's more over here. Look at this. Brilliant. Oh, wow. A commemorative All-Ireland t-shirt. That is a special one. Okay, well, also today we are going to be celebrating the Jubilee team of the year 2000, that All-Ireland winning team, that great Kerry team. Let's check in with them now.
Yes, thank you, Aisling. Well, there's going to be some greats of the game on the field today, and I'm joined by a Kerry great here. He's part of this afternoon's Jubilee team, part of the Kerry team that won the All-Ireland under Paddy O'Shea in 2000, the great Seamus Moynihan. The Jubilee team, it's been an integral part of All-Ireland football and hurling finals day for so long. This is the second of 4 occasions that you're going to get to enjoy this, Seamus. Talk to us about the day and what's involved and how special it is for the players involved.
Yeah, it's a really special day, of course, because I suppose you get an opportunity to meet your teammates. I suppose, unfortunately, life catches up with everyone and we don't get the chances to meet up anymore. But we had a fantastic night last night in Dublin. We ended up in Donegal in Nisbet's Bar. What an energy! We had a fantastic night, and meeting up here again today inside, and I suppose the Field of Dreams inside Croke. It's really special. It brings back great memories, and we're very honoured and humbled to be here today.
And when you're discussing things over your lunch and as the day progresses and out last night, do you talk about the game days, the big moments, the great memories from those matches?
Not really, no, only blackguarding each other and having the crack and reminiscing of a bit of fun in the dressing room and in holidays and whatnot. And you know, to be fair, obviously we all have our own different memories of the game. And I just met my clubmate John Crowley, and he kicked the first point and he kicked the last point. And until such time that John kicked the last point, I didn't switch off. I knew we had the game won when John Crowley put the ball over the bar and we went up 4 points. But until he did that, I didn't switch off. And great memories, 25 years on. And look, unfortunately, we're old men now, but they're fantastic memories to have.
Now, Kerry people in particular will remember that Croke Park was in the middle of its redevelopment at the time. The day you captained the team, Sam Maguire was presented to you on the field. So you didn't quite get to walk the steps of the Hogan stand.
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% right. And I think Graham Geraghty the year before did exactly the same thing with Meath when they won in 1999. But at the end of the day, it was a very special thing to get to Sam Maguire, and obviously it would have been lovely to walk up to those massive steps in Croke Park, but ultimately it was about winning, and to get it, I suppose, a little bit individual to do that as well, and it was all about Kerry, all about winning the Sam Maguire, and we were so happy to do it.
You were here 3 years ago as part of the 1997 All-Ireland winning team. Like today, Kerry were involved in the final that year. They won it, beating Galway. How different is it that your county is actually playing on the day that you're here representing the Jubilee team?
Well, I think we're very fortunate because it doesn't work like that, and you know, we're very fortunate. We're from Kerry number 1, and Kerry are in the All-Ireland final. Fair play to them. If you told me maybe 4 weeks ago, possibly I wouldn't have seen it coming, but the last 2 games, Kerry have turned it around. Today, they have to show up again. I think it's probably 50-50. Donegal are the farm team, but I think if it's a shootout, Kerry have a great chance because we normally don't lose shootouts.
Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. There you have it, the great Seamus Moynihan talking to us, part of the Jubilee team. He was the captain of that team 25 years ago. The years are flying by.
I suppose it's where we wanted to be in many respects. Every county in the country is trying to be in that spot, but thankfully we've made it this far. But I suppose it's all for nothing if you can't get over the line. All-Ireland final day is a very, very special day in the calendar for everybody, and extremely special when you're part of it. But if you're on the wrong side of it, it can be extremely painful as well. So we're hoping we can go to Dublin, put our best foot forward. Everybody will have their opinion in terms of styles. Like, you know, I think Kerry will be looking to do what they believe is part of their DNA in many respects, you know, and we'll be doing the same, and obviously don't roll out a few kicks from us as well, you know, there's the potential for that as well. But no, listen, all of these things just fit into the narrative of people like yourself that commentate on them. For us, you know, we'll go to the pitch here and we'll train, we'll prepare as best we can, and we know what's coming. We know what's coming down the track. You know, I suppose we could start with David for a start. But listen, look, you know what you're going to get. Like, you know what you're going to get with Kerry. They're full of football. You know, they, as I said earlier, they know their way around Croke Park better than anybody else. Maybe Dublin and themselves this last decade have just been in almost every final, and so yeah. The challenge is huge and immense, but as I say, our lads need to relish that and enjoy it. Obviously, Jack has huge experience of All-Ireland final day and huge success, and the players that they have at their disposal and the marquee forwards that they have. It's a huge challenge, it definitely is, but as I say, we'd prefer to have that than be sitting at home watching it on the TV. And from our own point of view, we like to change the game plan every single day. Every team that we play comes with a different set of variables, and from our point of view, you know, that's important that you're looking at that and you're trying to see what may or may not work. You know, when you leave it all out there on the pitch and there's an honesty to that, you can always live with the consequences. I think the problems start to surface whenever you feel there's a wee bit left in the tank.
Well, our games would not happen without the brilliant officials, and I am delighted now to be joined by today's referee, Brendan Cawley. Well, Brendan, congratulations, your first All-Ireland final. What was it like to get the call?
Oh, it was fantastic, Aisling. Great to get the call last Monday week off Donald Smith here, and I suppose once the news broke on Tuesday, it was completely overwhelming. Huge amount of good wishes, a lot of pride, a lot of support from home, Newbridge, Sarsfields, Kildare, and a lot of Gaels around Ireland, so it's been fantastic.
Oh, good stuff. And for the players, for the managers, the preparation goes in for weeks ahead of it. What's it like for a referee in the week leading up to a final?
Yeah, sure. I suppose one of the lads joked during the week, it was like planning a wedding in 10 days. You know, all the boys here in their suits today, and we have to get other bits and pieces of gear, and then there's a lot of logistics going to an All-Ireland that wouldn't be like a normal game. It's not just you know, packing the car and going on a Sunday morning, so there's a lot to that. Been very, very busy, but it's helped to keep the mind occupied. Absolutely. And tell us a little bit about your team here today with you. Yeah, so delighted to have a great team of officials here today. Martin McNally from Monaghan is our standby referee. David Coldrick, multiple All-Ireland referee, is on the line. Thomas Murphy, a good up-and-coming fella from Galway, is with us. We have Sean Laverty on time official. Garrett Whelan from Wicklow on Hawkeye. And then I have my 4 steady umpires, Dave Cody, Lee Moore, Johnny Farrell and Owen Fitzpatrick. Brilliant, Brendan. What a team you have with you today. The very best of luck to you and to all of the team. Thank you so much. Well done. Appreciate it.
Time, yeah, we on the way. Whole team know the mission. Gotta focus all senses. Okay. Gassed up, no omission. Eyes on the vision. Gotta handle business. Okay. 100 yards on a play. Big dubs on the way. Okay. 2 play, it'll be played. Get up out my face. We are not the same. It's game time, yeah, we on the way.
Okay, so we've made our way down along the Cusick stand to the corner of the Cusick and the David stand. Just going to get into the teeth of the game a little bit more with Rory Kavanagh and Paddy Andrews. Rory, you were part of a Donegal setup that won an Ulster title in Jim's first year in 2011 and then found out those extra percentage points you needed to go the extra couple of steps a year later. They're looking to do the exact same thing again now in his second term of charge. What do you think the progress is that they've made on last year?
Well, the obvious one is they've added strength, you know, and depth. Michael Murphy coming back in, more McFadden Ferry. These players have all had a massive impact on, and you can see that now with Donegal, particularly in the second half when they need to call on a bench, Dave. There's very much, you know, experience and speed and power coming in and scoring threats coming into the team, and that's having a big impact on us. So I think that's been the biggest one. You know, they're another year on in developing their game plan too, and defensively, you know, they're very, very solid with that zonal system. And attacking wise in 11v11, we were just talking to Paddy there before we came on air. In that 11v11, they're very methodical in the way they go about their business. They work the scoring opportunities, they have their intricate wraparounds, and more often than not, they're taking the right shot selection. And as a result of that, you know, the shot conversion is very, very high. You know, they're averaging 35 shots a game, 35 shots a game. And, you know, when you're getting above 60-70% conversion rate, that's making them very, very hard to beat. So, you know, on the biggest occasion now, you know, they have to rely on their game plan, and they're so well tuned into it now. So hopefully it'll be another good day at the office for them.
Paddy, what's impressed you most about them? The Dublin team you played under Jim Gavin after the 2014 semi-final played in a similar way. That level of efficiency, the shot selection was always the high percentage effort, and it meant that when Dublin were in their pump, they were taking most of their chances. There's something very similar going on with this Jim McGuinness-led side. Yeah, that precision that Rory spoke about. At their best, they're very, very economical with the ball, but they have that just relentless running nature from all over the pitch. And you said it, Rory, Murphy coming back is obviously, he's going to add to any team. He's an icon of the game.
but he's allowed that little bit more depth that when they get to 45, 50 minutes, Jim McGuinness can look over his shoulder, bring in the likes of Patrick McBrearty or Darrell Boyle, was one of the best players in the National League for Donegal. So that depth has been added, the precision they play at, how fast they move the ball up the pitch, and that's the danger. If you're Kerry today, you want to try and kick the ball inside to David Clifford as fast as you can, but that opens you up to turnovers, and then we see Peadar Morgan or Kieran Moore or Owen Bon Gallagher tearing up the pitch. So they ask a lot of questions of teams, and if you switch off for 1 second, you mentioned that loop around at the top of the two-point arc, Donegal are happy to keep the ball for 90 seconds, 2.5 minutes if they need to, and they'll find someone on the end of it. So they're a very, very impressive team, and they ask a hell of a lot of questions to their opponents.
Yes, they certainly are. Thanks, Paddy. And there are a lot of questions that the Kerry management of players are going to have to find answers to in about 2.5, 3 hours' time. That's a bit more on the Donegal side of things. Let's get back over to you, Aisling.
Yes, thanks so much, Dave. Well, the atmosphere is well and truly building here in Croke Park, and we're going to have a little bit of fun here on the warm-up show. We're going to have 2 fans compete for All-Ireland final tickets for next year. So all you have to do is get up on your feet, give us a wave, let us see you. Who's it going to be? Up you get, give us a wave. Good stuff. Our camera, they are scanning the ground here in Croke Park. Who's it going to be? And there we have our winner, our first contestant. He's a Donegal man. Congratulations. You can make your way down the steps here, and one of our team is going to meet you here pitch sides. Up you get. Come on down. And we're going to have our quiz a little bit later, and we're going to pick a second fan very shortly as well.
Obviously have to curb, Donegal from racking up anything like the score that they put up against Meath, and try and get our own game functioning. Now that's easier said than done. And Donegal are, a formidable side, look to be, have great running power and a lot of weapons, and just have a right good mix with the likes of Michael Murphy coming back to give tremendous leadership. So it'll be a huge challenge, but. It's one that we're looking forward to and that we're going to prepare very well for. Yeah, sure, David gets a lot of attention every day he goes out, and he manages to deal with it. Sometimes you'd wonder like how he manages it, but he's got a good temperament, good head in his shoulders, and manages to, influence games despite getting a lot of close attention. So, but we think we have a lot of other threats from other areas as well. So, despite what some people think, we don't think we're a one-man team. There's no point being all, nervous and tight because you won't give and fearful. You won't be the best version of yourself then. We're just hoping on the day that the players will express themselves and give a really big performance and just see where that takes us. There's a lot of goodwill around, and you can feed off that as well. And it'd be a lot worse now if nobody gave a damn, It's a huge thing in Kerry. Everybody wants to be part of it, everyone wants to talk about it, and that can be nice as well, because you know that you're doing something that means a lot to an awful lot of people. And my gut feeling is that you'd always be hopeful and optimistic going into a game, and we feel that we're preparing well and the training is going well, so we'd be optimistic. It's chalk and cheese, the difference between winning and losing. I've been on both ends of it, and it's some difference, and we'll be doing everything in our power to be on the right side of it, but realising that it won't be easy.
Anish Garaman Tishik. With Utron cum Lucas Goyle Ira O'Brien, August of Van Kayla Suzanne. August Erlef cum Lucas Goyle and Dr. Kieran O'Reilly, Ard Asbog, Ard Yosha, Cashel, August Imlik. Anish Gorham Falcha.
Well, Kerry fans, we promised you a chance to win some jerseys, and now is your time. So we're over here at the Hogan stand side, and you need to get up on your feet. Let us see you, because we do have Kerry great Mark O'Shea. He is on the jersey gun. He's ready to rock. He means business. Where are you firing, Mark?
I'm going to fire it up to Noel Connor there if he has a good pair of hands. I'll try and get him anyway.
Woo! Oh, you've done this before, Mark. Okay, get loaded up again. Here he goes. Here's another chance, Kerry fans. Let us see you. Another Kerry supporter. Have you got another one? One more to go here, Mark. Okay, another chance. Let us see you. Woo! High into the sky. That is one happy Kerry woman up there. Good stuff, Mark. You've done that before. Well, tell us, just from a Kerry point of view, what do you think was their most impressive performance so far this season, when you thought, you know what, they could actually make this All-Ireland final?
Obviously the Armagh match, we didn't see that coming, Aisling, to be totally honest with you. They were very impressive, and especially in the second half when Kerry went 5 or 6 points down and faced with adversity, to come back and just give that performance. It was a performance for the ages. We saw Shawnee O'Shea kicking 3 2-pointers, that screamer with the left leg over the bar in the second half, and it just lifted the mood. Everyone else, you know, they were the same. They responded. The likes of David Clifford, he was awesome. So for me, it was that game, and then we were wondering, could they back this up? They obviously didn't hit the heights of that second half performance, that 20-minute period, but they have been just in electric form. And we're just, like I said to you before, we're just hoping we can continue that on. Momentum is everything. We've seen it down through the years. 0-6, Kerry weren't going good. All of a sudden, it was just one game, sparked us into life. Armagh up here, quarter-final. 0-9 was the same thing. Dublin up here, quarter-final. So, thanks, Paddy. So it was just something that just gets the team going, and it was the Armagh game in the quarter-final this year that got us going. We're just hoping there's one more game in us.
The Dubs aren't even here, and he's still messing about, huh?
He was cornerback that day. He had a great game on the Gooch.
Well, Paddy and Rory, they've joined us here. Paddy, what impressed you most about this Kerry side this season?
Bit of resilience, I thought. There was not much praise for them, particularly after that game in Tullamore. That's only like 7 or 8 weeks ago. Mark, you'd have been very critical of them. But no, to be fair, the performance, that third quarter against Armagh, this was a team of reigning champions. A lot of people were tipping Armagh, looked very strong to go back-to-back nearly. And that 15-minute period, I don't think we've seen a performance like that from any team in the country, not just in this season, but the last 2 or 3 years. So Kerry showed that they have the potential and the quality to reach that. They backed it up a little bit better even against Tyrone the last day. So just the resilience, Jack O'Connor's alluded to it, and showing a bit of intensity inside to their play that they weren't necessarily you would attribute to this Kerry team. And that's why they're in the final, and they're going to need a hell of a lot more of it today if they're going to get over the line. Yeah,
and they love performing here in Croke Park, that is for sure. Well, now it is time to pick our second contestant to take part in our quiz a little bit later to win All-Ireland final tickets for next year. Imagine that. All you have to do is stand up, give us a wave, let us see you. And our cameras are going to scan the stadium here, and they're going to pick one more fan. Who's it going to be? Let's see. Up you get. She doesn't even know it. And she's taking part in our quiz. She's enjoying that chocolate. Don't worry about that. You're taking part in our quiz. All you have to do is walk down to the bottom of the steps here, and you're going to take part in a quiz to win All-Ireland final tickets.
Yes, I'm joined here pitch side by a member of the Football Review Committee, perhaps a committee that we owe an awful debt of gratitude to, Colm Collins, former Clare manager. Colm, you and your peers on the committee have done such an unbelievable job I've heard the phrase, we have our game back, so often over the last 3 or 4 months. It's been the best championship in living memory, in the opinion of an awful lot of Gaels within the country and across the world. Are you surprised by how quickly things have evolved and the rules have bedded in?
Yeah, first of all, personally, I'm delighted with the way things have gone. I think the game has become really exciting and brilliant to watch. But it's very important to focus on that these are just recommendations. I would urge everybody that's a member of the GAA to voice their opinions on them. The members can voice them before the end of July, and let your go to your county boards, let them know what you think, and have your say in these, because it's going to be decided whether they stay or not. Is going to be decided by the membership of the organisation and by the Ard Comhairle. So it's very important that everybody has their say.
Is there one rule in particular that you're particularly proud of that's had a particularly big impact on the game as it's unfolded since the league began and through the season?
Well, I find the solo and go very exciting, that there's no longer any stoppage because of a free, that the ball can be moved quickly and travel the length of the field. And it's been very exciting to watch that development. I suppose the 3 men back has been transformational as well, in the sense that you now have room to play as a forward, and it's quite exciting to watch.
Well, we're going to see all the rules in full flow and maybe used to their best effect over the course of the 70 minutes in today's All-Ireland football final. Colin, great to have you with us. Enjoy the game. Thanks so much for your time.
Lovely talking to you. Bye. There you go. All right.
Okay, well now it is time for our quiz to win All-Ireland final tickets for next year. What a prize that is. Okay, so we have our 2 contestants here. I'm going to jump in the middle. Who do we have here?
Trina.
And Trina, where are you from? And Kerry?
Effort.
Effort, there you go. And we have a Donegal man. What's your name?
Paul Worski from Ballyshannon.
Okay, good stuff. We're ready to rock. Okay, so the Kerry questions. Who is Kerry's captain for the 2025 season? Mark, you can help now.
He doesn't know.
Gavin White.
Gavin White, correct. Which legendary manager led Kerry during their 4 in a row from 1978 to 1981?
Dwyer.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Other side now. Donegal questions. He's ready to rock. Rory, you can help as well. Who is Donegal's current captain? Correct. Which player is Donegal's all-time top scorer?
Michael Murphy.
There you go. Well, look at this. 2 out of 2, and they both win tickets to the All-Ireland final next year. Give it up, everyone. Well, it is time now to honour the brilliant Jubilee team, the All-Ireland winning team from 2000, of course. That was the great Kerry team.
Floating this one in and over the bar. 4 points for Dara Canada. Joyce hits it over the bar. Kerry and Galway have drawn the All-Ireland football final.
Into Mike Frank Russell. Awkward angle for him. He's got Richie Fahy there for company. Trying to get in along the end line. Mike Frank steadying himself. He's a marvellous footballer. He had to really work that one in. Going down there is Dara Canada. They keep it going here. Eamon Fitzmaurice trying to burst his way through. He succeeded. The man who was kicked the centre half back, coming forward, kicking it. The umpires have a look at it, and they decided in the end that it did travel inside the left post. Kerry are the champions.
On the 24th of September 2000, both Kerry and Galway finished on 14 points off the Loile Kerry and Giedo Cardelle Carafuinte. Kerry would go on to win the replay by 4 points, 17 points to 110. The replay took place here in Croke Park on Saturday, the 7th of October. It would be Kerry's 32nd All-Ireland win. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Kerry Jubilee team of 2000, led out by their captain, Seamus Moynihan. And what a year it was for the Kerry captain. Not only was he man of the match in the replay, he would go on to receive Footballer of the Year too. Captain the Fourn, who lifted the Sam Maguire in the middle of the field as they were reconstructing the Hogan stand at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, Seamus Moynihan. The goalkeeper on that day comes all the way from Rathmore, a man who started his senior career with Kerry in '96, a guard by trade and by nature, always keeping an eye out for trouble. A natural-born shot stopper, a Chorda, Declan O'Keefe. Next up is a man who has success at club and county when it comes to All-Ireland. He started his career with Kerry in '94, but it was with his club Lone Rangers that he first struck gold in '96. He was captain in '97 but missed out on the final due to injury, but back in flying form in 2000. Mike Hassett. We are finishing the full back line with a mighty defender from Kilcullen. This would be his first All-Ireland medal and a few more to come, 1 in 04, 06 and 09. He would also leave the inter-county stage with 3 All-Stars, Le Ganzi Ivrekar, Mike McCarthy. Cúig bhain ile éidir na tágan giad a midor eile ón Gaeltacht mar aon le nua gréibh na mún agus a midor na blian a 2004. Thosa sé le Kerry an 98 and was never a man to shy away from any tackle. Múnteoir scoile a chuir smacht ar bhórán na midor I síos na blianta agus é os ciún na ladna fé an chun dainneog. Tomás O'Shea. He was the Kerry manager the last time Kerry played Donegal in an All-Ireland final. But before that, he had a fantastic career in the green and gold, winning 5 All-Ireland medals as a player. Powerful in the half-back line and never shy to go forward as well and score a few points, just like he did in the replay. Eamon Fitzmaurice. Another from Rathmore this time, and another on the team with 5 All-Ireland medals, always rock solid in defence, making life difficult for any forward. Dimirshele Kerry, Shaska Kugur, he has 2 All-Stars, Bola Bossmore, Tom O'Sullivan. Daniel the winter hail on the parke, and Ursula ever hosted a round. And Uriagus on the Voster, and with a Huichan Paha, a Barca Croke, Shea bound in the air in the Tage, who shall could be on the Diagle Kerry, except no Sevien Ravila Agus and Roger de Fair, Dara O'Shea. Beside Dara in midfield in 2000 was a man from Fireys, and it was in this season that he really left his mark in the middle of the field. He also had huge success with his Kerry winning 3 county titles. This would be his 2nd All-Ireland, a winning Uashla, Donald Daly. Hier heb onder ene, nur voor Fairquail or na Carriga Glech and Dolgimmert Lake Kerry, Farbialon le spread agus Anamangans in the Richte. This would be the first of his 3 All-Ireland medals. He scored 3 points in the replay. He is part of Jack O'Connor's team today, O'Humancad in the Gaeltata, Edon McGarrett. Now, Edon is a small bit busy today, agus is a vok Luke aton out, or dar Luke. Dominic Fnachs of Gaeltacht, the Norsha Farval Nahau. He was the top scorer for Kerry on the day and the top scorer in the whole championship with 3 goals and 22 points. He would go on to win 2 more All-Irelands after this. Agus Emmer Chaptain, Kerry, Siblian Ravil, agus the Cahir, Dara O'Kineda. Like his father Tim before him, he wore the Kerry and Listowel Emma's jersey with pride. Having first tasted success with the under-21s in '98, it was in the 2000 championship that he really began to excel. For the man who was born on Christmas Day, this was like all of his Christmases coming together. Noel Kennelly. He has been described as one of the classiest forwards ever to lace a pair of boots. The Lone Rangers club man was on fire in this season, scoring 2 points from playing, setting up others in the replay. Another with 5 All-Ireland titles to his name. He played for 12 years for Kerry, scoring 8 goals and 130 points. Mike Frank Russell. The captain in 97 and on fire again in 2000. Next up, a stalwart of this Kerry team. Like his brother Mike, he has an All-Ireland club medal to go nicely with the 3 inter-county ones. A player you could find anywhere in the field and a very hard man to tie down when he has the ball, or when he had the ball, Liam Hassett. On to the man who kicked the first and last point in the All-Ireland replay, scoring 3 in all. Another of the Glenflesk and East Kerry brigade who had serious form around the same time. He played with the minors under 21s and the seniors up until 2004 with 3 Celtic crosses and an All-Star, Johnny Crowley. The sub-goalie in 2000 joined the Kerry minors in 87. He went on to play under 21 and win an All-Ireland as captain, and then on to play with the seniors. One of the Killarney Legion's representatives on the panel and wore the jersey for 10 years, Peter O'Leary. It's many times the St. Mary's man lit up Croke Park, and he certainly brought a wave of danger with him when he came on late in the first half of the replay. Morris spent 14 years in the Kerry jersey, and in the year 2000, we were still almost 1 year away from one of the greatest scores of all time by Maurice Fitzgerald. The O'Dwyer name and Kerry football go hand in hand. It's no surprise then that one of the clan is among this batch of All-Ireland winners. Like his father before him, he played and won All-Irelands at minor and under 21 level, and he came on as a sub in the first match. Dennis O'Dwyer. Tagan Kiad Imrodella on Tnaimi Giri Haas, which are Lorn of Sovereign and Lechashach, and made a big contribution as well in 2000. Before his senior success, he had success on under 21 level in 95 and 96, a winning underage team that set the foundation for this winning 2000 team. Killian Burns. Tommy the Dolga Dangani Khoshinish. This man joined the Kerry senior panel in 98 and finished his career on a high with 5 All-Ireland medals, with some dominating performances in the middle of the field. He was as sturdy in the air as he was on the ground. Tommy Griffin. Next up, a fine footballer and a mighty hurler too. This Finoog man carries on a proud footballing and hurling tradition of the area he comes from. He had huge success with the Kerry minors and under 21 in the Galvin. It was in the year 2000 that this player made his first appearance at Croke Park. A very proud Castle Island Desmond's man who had played with the county until 2007. A very successful period for the kingdom. Give it up for Mossy Lyons. Now, on to the life and soul of the party, I'm told, and another Castle Island Desmond's man who got on very well with Dara O'Shea in the middle of the park when they played together. Living in Australia now, it is great to see Kenneth Dillon home. Our next player comes from Skellig Rangers and has played at every level in Kerry, and in 2000 will be his first at the highest. He had great success with South Kerry too, winning 4 county medals from 04 to 09. Stephen O'Sullivan. On to a player now who has a county and a Munster medal with Cork with UCC, and they go very nicely with the ones he has for Dr. Crokes, of course. He has 3 All-Ireland medals and he played twice for Ireland in 04 and 05. But the real star in the house these days is his daughter Annie, who won her first All-Ireland medal with Kerry under 16 2 weeks ago. Well done, Annie, and well done, Owen Brosnan. Killarney Legion gave us our next player, who started with the minors and worked his way up through the ranks, having success at under 21 level. He also has a Sigerson Cup medal from 1999, and the captain of that Sigerson Cup team was Jim McGuinness from Donegal. A chord to give it up for Sean Hegarty. Good man, Sean. Another Sigerson Cup and All-Ireland medal winner, having All-Ireland success at minor and under 21 level, and was full-back on the 97 team. The Kieran Durrahali's man, Taka O'Shawley, Barry O'Shea. The quiet Curraman, and a flying half-forward who played at all grades for the kingdom, was known for his bargain hunting skills on team holidays, and I was told he was very, very rarely caught out. Give it up for Johnny McGlenn. Agus Dere, Banishtor na Forna. Finally, the manager in 2000 was Paddy O'Shea. Hocht Maun ila Eden Marimidor, Coog, Radham All-Star, Havaun ila Eden Mar Banishtor, Trev Lyon, Leshan Irvi. Sadly, we lost Paddy in 2012. He is represented here today by his son, Avak Padrigo. Agus Sinead, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the Kerry winning team of 2000, led out one more time by their captain, Seamus Moynihan.
Well, it's amazing to be here with Darragh Canada. What an occasion to be back here in Croke Park with your old team. It must be nice.
Yeah, there was good energy there the last 24 hours with the lads, you know. We're getting a look at the pitch as well, and we're looking at the breeze and everything else and what's going on. We're hoping for a good performance from Kerry today, but football's changed, hasn't it, since 25 years ago. But you know, great bunch of lads, and it would be lovely to have Paddy here as well, but sadly not to be.
I know, what a legend. Well, thanks so much, Darragh. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Aisling. Well done to Darragh, joined by a man who was the manager of the last Kerry team to play Donegal in the All-Ireland final here in 2014. Eamon Fitzmaurice, part of this great Kerry team from 2025 years. Where have they gone?
I don't know. We're still trying to figure that out, Dave, but we had a good night last night now, reminiscing and everything else. So all good, and good to be back with the lads today, and great to Kerry in the final again today.
We haven't had many All-Ireland football finals that have gone to a replay over the last 25 years. This one did in 2000. What chance today might be in a similar boat?
Very good chance, I think. Very good chance.
Well done. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Well, Mark O'Shea, what an incredible team. We're just watching them getting their picture there, celebrating the Jubilee team. What does that team mean to you? You would have been in the under-21s at that point, hoping to make that jump.
Who you'd look up to, you know, you just look across and you see all the great players. In defence, you look at the captain, led by the captain, Seamus Moynihan, and what a leader he was. And I think every game he went out that year, he was like 10 out of 10. Footballer of the year that year. And they were all outstanding. And Maurice Fitzgerald's players that will go down in folklore as some of the greatest players that ever played. And it was a tough year that year because it wasn't easy for them. They drew the semi-final against Armagh, and it went to a replay. And then the final against Galway, and again that went to a replay. So it wasn't easy. They did it the hard way, but got over the line. And fantastic team, in fairness, and lucky enough then I was lucky enough to go on and play with some of them after. So fantastic team, led by Paddy, of course.
Absolutely, a real family affair for yourself. Obviously your brothers are there, Darragh and Tomas, and Paddy O'Shea, the late great Paddy O'Shea, your uncle.
Yeah.
What a man.
Oh yeah, he was outstanding, and obviously he was there in 97, led the team after an 11-year famine, I suppose, which is a famine down in Kerry, but he was there in 97, and again knocking on the door, and they came back in 2000 and won the All-Ireland, and what an achievement. And as I said, it was a tough All-Ireland to win because John O'Mahony, God be good to him, hit the Galway team, but that was a very good Galway team. And as I said, to beat Armagh, to beat Galway and to win it, but Paddy was he got a great tune out of these guys. He knew how to get the blood flowing, and they truly deserved that victory.
Yeah, what a team, and we celebrate them here today. Well, now it is time to head back to Dave McIntyre.
Yes, thanks very much, Aisling. Well, Mark O'Shea and everybody else, and from a Kerry persuasion today, hoping they're heading home with Sam Maguire. One of many in the stadium today that hoping that is not the case is three-time Olympian, a proud Donegal man, Mark English. Mark, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us pitchside today. What do you reckon is more difficult, trying to keep tabs on David Clifford over 70 minutes or preparing to run against some of the fastest men in the world over 800 metres?
Oh, look, it'll be a great game today. I'm just here purely in the purpose of enjoying the entertainment that'll be ahead of us, and it'll be an exciting game. I'm really hopeful that we'll be able to match them all over the pitch, and let's hope we get the result today.
It's just the fourth All-Ireland final Donegal I've ever played in the history of the association. People have come from far and wide across the globe and the country for today's game. What's the build-up been like for everybody who's so proud of Donegal and everything their footballers have stood for over the years?
I was actually just back in Donegal there a few days ago, and I saw all the flags up all over the place. Like, we have one up outside our own house, and it's amazing. The buzz has been great, and fair play to all the lads for creating that buzz. And yeah, look, I mean, we're here and we're hoping that'll be a great day for us today.
Well, listen, Mark, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us. Enjoy the afternoon.
Thanks very much.
Yes, well, Paddy, Rory and Mark are alongside me, and we have the big question, the one everybody is waiting for today. Who is going to win? Well, let's start with Mark. Mark, why is Kerry going to win? Because I know what you're going to say.
I think we did really well in the quarter-final, stopping Rafferty's kickouts. The semi-final, similar pattern. And obviously we have the maestro, David Clifford. And I think with that man alone, I think with what his brother is doing, the upward curve, Shawnee Shea, Joe O'Connor, all these fellas, Brian O'Begley, my own club man, all these fellas, they're coming good at the right time. Once we get the ball into David, I think he'll do the rest.
Okay, well, Rory.
Kerry Abu.
Kerry Abu, there you have it. Well, Rory, I'm going to let you have your say in a minute's time because we do have the latest team news. Let's head back now to Dave McIntyre.
Yes, thank you, Ashik. So much talk in the build-up about who's going to be taken to the field. Kerry and Donegal players making their way out of the field as we speak. Kerry line out as selected according to the matchday programme. One change in the Donegal 15. Caolan McGonigal comes in for number 8 for Donegal, Hugh McFadden. The big news on the Kerry bench, the Paul Ganey is there, Diarmuid O'Connor is there. We now know who's going to be taken to the field in about half an hour's time for the 2025 All-Ireland Senior Football Final. What an occasion this is going to be.
Exactly that, Dave. What an occasion. Well, the teams have came out early. So, Rory, in a word, who's going to win today?
Oh, look, it's going to be Donegal. Mark referenced Clifford. You know, we have Michael Murphy, so a big returning from him, hopefully. But I see Caolan McGonigal's back in the team again now. So, again, hugely important player for Donegal. Covers a lot of ground and, you know, acts as a shield in that Donegal defence. So, hopefully, look, with the third quarter push and the fitness levels and that running game from Donegal, it can see us over the line.
Okay, and we have a neutral here today to really make things interesting. The Dublin man. Who's going to win, Paddy?
I think Donegal are going to win this one. I think they'll wear Kerry down. It's two exceptional teams, two of the best teams all summer, but I just think Donegal have too many questions for that Kerry team. I think they pull away in the last 5.
Okay, well, we are really looking forward to it. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Kerry? Is it going to be Donegal? Well, thank you so much for being alongside us here on the warm-up show.
Please welcome Donegal.
Dave have joined me here ahead of the game. Both teams are out on the field, and I suppose the big news that Dave gave us is that Caelan McGonigal is in for Hugh McFadden in midfield, and that's a big call.
Huge call, but I suppose when you look at the threat that Kerry possess off kickouts and the job that Caelan McGonigal does for Donegal in opposition kickouts, he offers that height, that strength. Kerry have a lot of big men around that middle third, and it's going to be a huge battleground for Donegal. So I think that's why he comes in, along with that sort of defensive solidity that he gives the team, operating in that sixth channel and covering over and back, and I think he'll have a key role in possibly helping out Brendan McCall and David Clifford.
This is it, Dave. I think the midfield battle in particular, it's one we always talk about, but I think in an All-Ireland final with kick-outs and the new rules and everything that goes with it, coming up against Sean O'Brien, you've Mark O'Shea, maybe a little bit more inexperienced, but they have shown in the last few games they deserve to be out there in an All-Ireland final.
Yeah, look, Kerry always come to life in Croke Park, don't they? Very similar echoes of 2009 when they were really scratching around for form all the way through the Munster Championship, through the qualifiers as they were then, and yet here we are. They came into the quarter-final against Armagh, dethroned the All-Ireland champions, were comfortable for pretty much the vast majority of the game against Tyrone. What is amazing is that it is the first All-Ireland final under the new rules, the first one that's going to be decided on that battle around the middle. The goalkeepers can't get that short one away like they used to be able to do, and it's going to mean so many 50-50 battles. How many of the dogs on the ground are they going to win those breaking balls, those second balls? That's going to decide the game. Whoever comes up with those secondary possessions of the kickouts and tips the scales in their favour in that aspect of the game, that could be the defining stat at the end of this.
I know, that's such a good point. It is the first new one with the new rules. The 2 pointers is going to have such a massive say today as well, and no better teams for the 2 pointers as well.
Absolutely. Look, Donegal have their 2-point kickers in Langan and Thompson, and these boys can come out. Murphy as well, very dangerous around the arc, and the same way Kerry have the Cliffords and Shawnee O'Shea. It's probably a true test now of Donegal's defensive system, because obviously so much attention is going to be on Clifford and Paddy, but also what do you do then with Shawnee O'Shea? You can't let him go loose. You're going to have to really tag him. So the men who are on the top of that arc, the Finbar Ortiz and these boys who have been almost given free rein to go and just hunt the ball, they will have a huge task in their hands to prevent those 2 pointers going over the bar, because it can have a huge effect, as we've seen in the game.
Yeah, and David Clifford, what form he has been in, Dave. I know everybody that's in here today, whether you're Kerry, Donegal and neutral, they're coming to see him as well, because he is just marvellous.
Yeah, look, 8 goals in this year's championship, worth the admission fee for any ground, whether he's playing for Fossa or whether he's playing for Kerry. The kids surround him with a full-time whistle wherever they can get access to him. Look, it's no surprise that Donegal will have spent an awful lot of time in their build-up trying to figure out what to do. Jim McGuinness, of all the men in the GAA, is the man with a plan. It is so interesting to see the first 10-15 minutes. What are Donegal doing? Are they doubling up? Are they playing a sweeper in front or behind? What way are they going to try and isolate Clifford away from the ball to prevent him having that impact? Probably have to accept he's probably going to score 1-3 today, 1-4 today. And then you just have to ensure that the tallies from the other players don't mean Kerry end up on the right side of the result. But watching how they deal with him and seeing whether David can deal with that, as you would imagine he will be able to, it's going to be fascinating. Can't wait to see that particular part of the game unfold.
And we heard Jim McGuinness during the week saying that he believes that David Clifford could potentially be the greatest ever to play the game. Is it as easy as stopping David Clifford today? As you said, there's Shawnee O'Shea, there's plenty more.
No, it's not that simple. Donegal will have a plan, obviously, to score on their own kick-out. They'll have a plan to score on Kerry's kick-out. They thrive on turnovers, obviously, and that running game that we talk about, they come at waves, So I think they are very, very good in the 11v11, as we've referenced. They're very methodical. They'll go through their patterns and they'll shoot once they get inside the scoring zone, and the result, that shot conversion is normally very high. But look, there's huge battles. Joe O'Connor's having a really, really good season, and him and Michael Langan, and it could be an interesting battle there. So look, a lot of it will come down to kickouts. We've seen most of the momentum shifts originating on the opposite on kickouts, as we've seen with Kerry against Armagh. So look, whoever wins that middle third, it'll go a long way in dictating who wins the game.
Yeah, I think it will. And obviously Kerry have David Clifford, but Donegal have Michael Murphy. We've got this far and we've not mentioned Michael Murphy. What a story, Rory. It will be. If it was to happen, it's fairy tale stuff.
Look, fairy tale stuff from a Donegal point of view, because I'm sure in Michael Murphy's head, when those conversations were happening at the beginning of the year, he must have had some doubts himself. Could he come back? Could he compete in this level?
Yeah.
Could he get himself physically in a position where he's able to compete for 70 minutes in these new rules?
Sure, he rewrote the rule book to make sure that he would be able to.
Well, there's a wee bit of that. 2 goalkeepers, because I think Ryan on the other side is a very experienced operator. I don't think he gets rattled too easy, and by his own right, very, very good at a variety of kickouts between long, medium and short, and he'll give Kerry a good platform, no doubt about it.
He does. Like Shane Ryan, he's been here and he's done it. He plays outfield for his club, he's in goals for his county, a marvellous player, but he is not going to be in any way under pressure today because he's calm. That's how he is. That is how Shane Ryan plays.
Yeah, never looks flustered, and one of the great things you need to be, we talk to any young goalkeepers, boys and girls, hurling or football, you need to have the memory of a goldfish. If you make a mistake, that needs to be forgotten about immediately, and Ryan is that kind of a guy. He's made a couple of mistakes this year and he's still delivered powerful performances in the aftermath. It's all about what's happening in front of him though, what picture is being painted for him in front of him. He can't do it on his own, the same way that Pat can't do it all on his own. The half forwards and the half backs as well as the midfield, that middle third, they need to give their goalkeeper options, choices on his kickouts, because each of the opposition managers are going to try and strangle the life out of those 2 goalkeepers as best they can, as Kerry did to Rafferty in the Armagh game. Donegal, Patton and McGuinness are going to be looking to do something very similar on the other side of the ball today.
Okay, Dave, I'm going to put you under pressure. Who is going to win today?
I think this Kerry team is flying and have been since they got to Croke Park. They've got the firepower to win this by 4 or 5, but I think if Donegal take them down the stretch from 60 minutes onwards, I think Donegal might just have the durability to go on and win it.
It's that fitness, that everybody talks about. Rory, for
it's
you?
a big weapon. Like Donegal have been starting poorly in the certain championship games, and I hope they just don't get off to a bad start and nerves can creep in, especially for the younger players. So for their sake, I hope they have a good, confident, bright start. But you're right in terms of that third quarter. The fitness levels are really coming to the fore, and hopefully from Donegal point of view, we might have 1 or 2 tricks up our sleeve too to get Foley maybe out of that square, maybe isolate an Oisín Gallen or Conor O'Donnell, and these people who've been having big years but in their own right, with a goal scoring opportunity. So look, really looking forward to it now. The atmosphere is incredible. So hopefully we can get the job done.
Yeah, well, Jim will always have a trick or 2, that's for sure. Well, Rory, you get to go and enjoy the game now. Thank you so much, and to Dave as well, and to Paddy and Mark for joining us here on the warm-up show. Thank you to all of you for tuning in, and if you do want to watch the match, you can watch it here in Ireland on RT2 and BBC2. In Great Britain, you can watch on BBC2, and anywhere else around the world, we're going to be streaming live here on GAA+. Well, will the Sam Maguire be going for the hills of Donegal, or will it be heading to the Kingdom of Kerry? Thanks for watching and enjoy the game.
The match ball for the 2025 Big day for Colin McConnell from One Planet.